good afternoon, if anyone is even listening to this horrible podcast. I'm sure you all recognize my voice, so there is no need for an introduction, as I'm sure there are a few Mr. Andersons listening. It is 10:30 in the morning, and I have officially given up. I used to think you humans were a virus, a disease, but now I'm sure that you are much worse. You are the wretched refuse that comes from a disease. There is no name for you yet, so I will invent one. That is virus filth. I apologize, as we are not very creative. One thing we are good at is strategy. Holy my God, Jesus, boys!
That's the end of the bit for Agent Smith. You ruined it, Zeusy.
You're so goddamn cute. So it was a shitty day today. Yes, it was, buddy. And we decided to just give up. We're giving up. Figured go home, grab a cocaine smoothie, and hang out with the boys. So I get up today and start my day super early.
Hi, buddy.
And I run to my other location is under construction, so I gotta drive like damn near a mile just to cross the road to get over there. And so I just pull over on the highway, and then I run across the highway, and then I open up the store, and then I run back and get going. And so I was running across the highway, and there was this couple who were taking their super sweet time. So I ran like in front of them and even hopped into my truck in time to, and then put my blinker on, and they were still like right there, not turning, like just pulling up, turning, like they were going so fucking slow. And I was an idiot, and I didn't look behind them, so I put my blinker on and kind of was gonna rush up to them, and didn't realize that there was already a truck tailgating behind them, pissed off. So he blared his horn at me, and I deserve it. But I go about a half block up, and I go to cut down this Walgreens, and a bunch of cops in the alleyway there, so I can't go that way. Reverse, I go around the other side, boom, there's a cop there also, arresting some meth heads out there, probably dealing out of their car. But go back onto the highway, and gotta wait for somebody to let me in. Made the next light. I go up a half block. I'm gonna whip a U-turn and come back, and there's some lady parked out in AJ. It's the stupidest thing. There's 3 lanes, and then 3 lanes, and then there's a separator, and then there's a stop sign there. And these old sons of bitches, they get confused with the stop sign. They get it and they shut down. But this lady was parked out there, and she was on her phone. And it didn't look like her car was broken down or anything. It literally looked like she was on her goddamn phone. And the way people were like honking at her, and people weren't going around her, so I'm 4 deep. And finally I zip around the 2 cars, which was super, super dangerous, but nobody was coming the other way. So I zip around the other 2 ways and cut through, and I'm like, roll down the window, and I'm like, get the fuck out of the way, you goddamn idiot. And she's just on her phone looking at me like on her phone fucking talking. And so I get to the next light and hit the next light, whipping around, and the car in front of me, it turns green, and they just sit there. And I'm at this point, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And so I'm just kind of letting it, like, how long are these assholes gonna sit here at this light? And finally I'm like, doo, 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 doo. And they pull forward and the light turns yellow. I sit there again. So next light, I pull up to my work and I go to pop the door open, and they have installed a new keypad system, which should effectively pop the door open, but the door's not open. So the tech that came like threw my bungee cord away, which I'm really pissed off about because it was the perfect distance to loop around and put enough pressure on this emergency catch release and keep the door open. So now I gotta find a new system, new bungee or something. But he throws that away, and the keypad doesn't work. So let my boss know, hey, da-da-da-da-da, it's not working. She goes, yeah, he said it was going to be, but it's not online still. And I'm like, okay, do I need to keep opening and shutting this stupid door? So I get in my truck, leave, cut back around, go to the gym. The lady whose car was broken down is gone now, so she was just sitting in traffic. I get to the grocery store. I was going to go to the gym, and I walk in, and all the free weights were used up, so I'm like, screw this, I'm done. I'm going to the grocery store, I'm getting my shit, I'm going home. So I get to the grocery store, and I go to grab a basket, and there's a fucking bike like propped against the basket. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm not gonna touch this guy, some weirdo's bike, and have him flip out on me. So I'm like, whatever, I'm just getting milk and juice. And I grab my shit, and I forget about like this weird thing that I have going on with my hand, this gremlin that I have growing inside my hand for the last 6 months. So it messes with my strength, and I drop my milk carton. It doesn't bust, but I set it aside and got a new milk. Go through, get out there, and some asshole's parked right in front of the grocery store, which is like my pet peeve now. I think that is overtaken driving slow in the left-hand lane, not realizing that the left-hand lane is for passing. You know, people just camp out in the left-hand lane. I believe it is now been knocked down a peg by people that park in front of grocery stores. They're usually in a souped-up big truck, which makes it even worse. And it's usually some redneck asshole that probably verbally abuses his wife. And he thinks it's some show of, chivalry. But it's not. You're just being a selfish prick. That area is not for fucking parking. It's for people to leave and go into the business. Plus, if you're going to be chivalrous, go in with your wife. Park and actually spend some time with her instead of making her go in and get whatever you want, you know. Oh, she's just running in. When was the last time you ran in somewhere? Yeah. Parking in front. So I'm like, at this point, and I was going to say, like, normally I would say something to him, but at this point, I'm having such a bad day. I'm struggling with the groceries. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to get back home. So I take the side roads back to my house, do a quick loop around, see a garbage bag sitting next to a unit. I'm like, sweet, whoever fucking left that, I'm going to be able to find him right away because I haven't been gone that long. And I took the dogs out and, da-da-da-da-da. So I pull up the security camera real quick, and they just left a couple hours ago. I got them on the TV and stuff. So my normal thing is to have my customer rep call and kind of treat them like children. Come on back. Come on back. You can clean it up. There's no write up or anything. Just in the future, make sure you're not leaving your mess for somebody else to clean up. That kind of thing. But I go out there and I go to grab this bag and it stinks. And my nose doesn't smell, so for me to smell it, it's bad. So I walk up on it and pick it up, and it's human shit in there. Normally when I have to clean up human feces, it's as a parting gift. The tenant is pissed off about our business practices, because they weren't able to pay on time or whatever. We're the bad guy, and they usually leave a bucket of poo or a box of poo for me. Today it was a bag of poo. So I pick it up. I don't want to wrap it up or anything. I don't want to put it in another bag. I just want to get it into the dumpster. So I throw it in the dumpster and I'm like, fuck, I should have wrapped that thing up. It stinks. The whole dumpster stinks. Garbage just got picked up a couple of days ago. I gotta wait till Tuesday now. Fucking animals, man. So that's been my day. And I'm done. But yesterday was as equally as horrible. Okay. So I left a message for my buddies, a few of my buddies. I personalized each one. But it's not funny unless you've listened to the radio. And a lot of times because of streaming services and everything, nobody listens to the actual radio anymore. And my Bluetooth is such a pain in the ass to get going that sometimes if it's a short trip or whatever, I'll just listen to the radio. And I always hear this corny commercial. And I did a spoof of it that you really...
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday.
I always thought this was such a corny... So we get the point. This is my version.
It's a cold bath on a hot day in the heartland in the sunshine. Hi there. Summertime reminds me of filling up my friend Scully's mouth with honey and then dipping my balls in it. That is just as sweet as my bluebell home-style churned ice cream. It's a cool day and a good band with butterflies and a warm wine. Oh my God! Little demon dog. What's going on down there? I think my boys are getting squirrely. Come on, big bubbas. Oh, get him. Get him, little demon dog. Get him, little guy. Oh, you're so fucking cute. Woo. Yeah, so left a couple of messages from my friends yesterday. Got unmatched
couple of times on my dating app, Tinder. I know why though. I match every once in a while. Once in a great moon, I will get a match, and then I'll get unmatched before I can even get over there and check them out. And I don't get a lot of matches because I've heard a lot of girls think that my account looks fake because of my acting. I have different looks, and I have this Jesus thing going on right now, which I don't like. But when you pull up my profile, it says, I think turn-ons, honesty, brown eyes, turn-offs, selfishness, and swine rings. So I think girls match with me and then they're like, fucking asshole, I have a swine ring. It's called a septum piercing, prick. We call it something different from when the pigs wear it. That's what it is, though. It's a fucking pig ring, dummy. That fad needs to end. It's worse than capri pants. Seriously, there was one girl, I should have took a picture of this today. There was one girl that had like little bulbs all up and down her it was like up and down her nose, like in her nostrils. Like pink, 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 pink. Like all these little bulbs. But they were like, I don't know if they were see-through or skin colored or whatever, but it looked like, it looked like a skin deformity. No, not that there's anything, when you see a skin deformity, you're like, oh, fuck. Like inside you're like, oh, and then you adjust. That's what I did with this girl's picture when I saw it. Swipe left. I was like, oh, I should have got a screenshot of that. The hell are y'all thinking? And it looked like, she wasn't my type, like blonde, blue eyes. I'm more like brown eye, dark complexion type guy. But, I wanted to say she was a fairly attractive looking girl. Like, I just saw that thing. I was like, ooh! Swipe left. Block it. Do whatever I need to do not to get that on my phone again. That's on her friends to tell her, for God's sakes. Looks like you've got venereal disease growing on your nose, Becca. Please, ladies. I beg of you, stop with the driving metal into your face thing. It's an attention thing. I know it started off as like a rebellion thing, but it's an attention thing. Let me do something up here to stand out so people will notice me. It's fine, but like, you good looking ones, stop doing it. You're ruining yourself. So I thought of something else with this whole with these backstories. I thought of a different story that I kind of started to think of something last podcast, but I hired this guy Troy to work at a super fancy restaurant I managed. Warren Buffett, if I could name drop, Warren Buffett had stopped in a couple of times. And he is a prick. He stiffed my server twice. Not stiffed, but didn't tip him. And then, side note, I had met a cab driver that was giving me a ride downtown once that says that, I was telling the story about Warren Buffett, because you drive by Warren Buffett's house, and everybody's like, oh, Warren Buffett, he lives in the same childhood, home. Yeah, because he doesn't tip anybody. He doesn't spend his money. God bless him. That's awesome. But, don't go out and take advantage of people in an industry if you don't tip them. I'm sure the dude is charging a commission on his trades, right? What the hell is the difference? There is none. So, but yeah, Warren Buffett used to come into my spot. He's a prick. It was just super pretentious. It was in this little elbow. It was in a little strip mall, an elbow of a strip mall. So not a lot of people knew it, and that was kind of what, people were like, oh, it was kind of a hidden gem. And super pretentious. It was in Omaha, Nebraska, and not a lot of people realize this, but Omaha has a lot of money. And it's a big fucking city too, by the way. But a lot of money in Omaha. And so I would have this lady come in every week, once or twice a week she would come in. And every time she would send her wine back. Oh, this is turned. Yeah. Can you open a fresh one? And every time. And so I would start to just kind of fuck around in the cooler and pretend like I'm opening one and just give her the same glass of wine, because I'm like, I'm not going to go through this every single time. I know that there were a couple times where I fought her. I was like, no, it's fine. I just opened it up an hour ago and I've served it, so it's fine. Oh no, this is turned, I'm sorry. And she just pushes it back. So I started to just kind of give her the same glass, and it got so bad that she would I'd see her coming in from the parking lot, and I'd tell whoever's at the bar, and I'm like, hey guys, get a load of this now, okay? I'm gonna serve this lady a glass of wine, and then she's gonna send it back. I'm gonna give her the same goddamn glass of wine. And she comes in. Oh, how was your day? Oh, it was good. Blah blah blah. How was yours? I need a glass, please. Sonoma contraire. And bing bong boom. There you go. And oh, I'm so sorry, hon. This has turned. Can I get a fresh glass? And I go, yes, of course. And I grab her glass, and I walk to the other end of the bar, and I do a little twirly, and I walk over. And I set it down, and she goes, much better. Thank you so much. And she pulls out her paperwork and shit that she starts looking over. So, same place. My boss comes in one day, and he's like, I don't know what to do. I am at my mind's. And I'm like, Shaheen, dude, what's up? And he tells me that we've got a huge amount of catfish that are about to go bad. So that evening we run a special on Fanazzle, which is so we just made this up. It's a blackened Mediterranean catfish on couscous. It's a traditional Iranian dish. My boss was Iranian. So we would have these, and my buddy Troy, Lillehammer, and this other big dude, were my servers that night, and they just killed it. We went through so much catfish. And I would hear these snooty bastards at the bar going, oh, that was some of the best Fanazzle I've ever had in my life. One lady, same lady, wine lady, says, I haven't had Fanazzle like that since I was overseas. And I fucking lose it, and I'm like right in front of her. And they start laughing. And they look at me, and I did this kind of thing where I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, I fake put my phone in my pocket. I didn't even have my phone. And I walked off. I'm like, oh my god, you snooty bastards. This is some of the best Fanazzle I've ever had in my life. You okay, buddy? Hi! Oh my god, you're so cute! You need to change your face, Zeusy. Let's see. What else happened today? When I was going through the dating stuff, I saw a girl that said she was vaccinated 6 times. She was wearing it like a badge of honor. 6-time vaxxer. Oh my god. We are losing our fucking mind. What else? What else happened? I watched The Adjustment Bureau. The Adjustment Bureau. With Matt Damon. And put some work in on that. I got it done. Really interesting take on things. I was just kind of going along with it. It's got like a who's that Signs guy? That weird dude that does the different twists. It's got one of those feels to it. But then at the end, it just kind of, I don't know how did they not come up with an ending, you know? Because at some point, I'm sure they were all in a room, and they were like, well, how do we wrap this thing up? And somebody was like, I got it. And spoiler alert if you haven't watched it yet, but it's coming up right now. How do we end this fucking movie? I got it. What about if we chase him through some doorways, chase him through some more doorways, chase him on the streets, chase him through some more buildings, up, chase him up, through another doorway, bad guy is there. But a guy walks out and hands bad guy an envelope. And bad guy opens up the envelope and says, okay. And then just leaves. And then other people in the room must have been like, oh, that's thought-provoking. Later on, maybe we could say something like, even bad guy has a boss. It pisses me off when I see like these good ideas and then just pissed away. Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Great idea. I love the idea of how maybe some drunk out in the street with a pitcher of margarita changes history. That would have been awesome. But, dude, we didn't need 2 hours of backstory on the deal. We definitely didn't need an hour of driving montages. Adjustment Bureau, same thing. They had something there with, they dropped this line that like, oh yeah, because there's some chairman that nobody ever meets, and he's not the bad guy. There's a different guy that's a bad guy that gets handed in a folder and he's like, understood, and just walks off. It's fucking stupid. But they had something there when the guy is like, the guy that gives him that folder, he's talking to Matt Damon, and he's like, are you, Matt Damon is like, dude, are you the chairman? And he's like, no, every bad guy has a boss. Matt Damon's like, are you the chairman? And he goes, no, but you've met him. Everyone has. And there is a part earlier in that movie where Damon is trying to race to his girl, and they're trying to like get him off track, and he's eyes on the prize. You know, he's like, I gotta get to this Emma or whatever her name is. I gotta get to my chick. This is all fake stuff. And then there's this huge car accident, and he stops. And like right away human instinct takes over, and he's like, are you okay? And this guy's like, are you okay? Yes. And they're talking to this cop, and then the guy, he's like, dude, I've given my statement 3 times. And then he's like, wait a second. He's like, wait a second, are you even a cop? And he's like, da. He walks over to another cop, and he's like, hey, I give my statement 3 times. Can I leave? She's like, yeah, of course, you're free to go. And he's like, is this guy ugh, and the guy's gone. He's like, oh, son of a bitch, they got me again. And then he's like, what the fuck? Somebody could have got hurt. And he loses it. He goes racing off again. There was something there. If they wanted to embellish, like, bring that out, make the driver the chairman, you know, and make that a key reason why the chairman decided to. Anyways, horrible ending. Everything is great. Like it's you're into it. It flies along. I don't know how long the movie is, but you get to the end and you're like, what? Just give him he just gave him an envelope and son of a bitch. He just walked off and gave him an envelope and walked off. That's like my conflict resolution. So I do not suggest Adjustment Bureau. What else was crappy the last couple of days? Hockey's been sucking. Frosting crackers. Frosting crackers. Sometimes I don't know what my notes mean. I had a previous note where I wrote it down. I carried it over from an earlier note. It must have been for the B-sides. I was going to tell a bunch of stories and then didn't. So I used to steal these. Used to get in trouble so much when I was a kid. I used to steal. I used to go into the grocery stores and I would steal a thing of saltine crackers and a thing of vanilla frosting and just stash it in my room. So when I'd get sent down there without dinner, I'm like, cool, I'm good. I got my crackers down there. And I would sit down there and play. I used to have, oh my god, I used to do so much stupid shit. I used to have a little Nerf basketball. I used to play actual games and have seasons. Ricky Pierce won MVP that year for the Bucks. I used to cut a hole in one of my boxes and I took some of my mom's powdered sugar and made a little cocaine bag and hid it inside one of my old books on a bookshelf. I used to alternate dishes, me and my sister, and one, I think it was my mom's birthday or something, my dad got a dishwasher, and I used to take, when it was my day, I used to take a lot of the dishes and put them in a paper bag and hide them, and then I would break them out for my sister's day on the next day. Yeah, during the day at some point when the house was unattended, I would break out those dirty dishes, and then that way my sister would have to do them. And after my dad got, whoa, hey, relax. After my dad, stop. If he doesn't want to play, then he doesn't play. You don't play. My dad got a dishwasher, and I forgot about a load of dishes, and I stashed them underneath my bed. And the stench was so bad that my mom finally found them. I was a bit of a problem child. So, yeah, today has not been a good day. Today at all. And I think my dogs know it. You gotta change your face, you little demon dog. You little fruit bat. So, I love you, Zusi. Oh man, I love your face. Don't ever change it. You're very handsome. So what we're going to try to do is exorcise the demons, the fruits of evil. We're going to try to get all this negative shit out of me and give it a go. It's not even noon yet. I just had my cocaine smoothie. Chico's regrouping. Zeus is down. We're going to go out. The bag of poo has already been cleaned up. I already sprayed it off. Fucking animals. And if it doesn't get better, then we just call it a day. We'll come home and not get Mexican food at my normal place, because when I went there last night and got one pork taco, I got 4. I paid already. I'm sitting there forever. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is taking so long? It's one pulled pork taco. She gives me 2 big bags, and I told her that they no guacamole. I was like, yeah, last time there was so like guac, gross with guac. I had to throw it out. She's like, oh, blah, 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 blah. So they give me 2 bags, and I just left, and I'm like, why the hell did they give me 2 bags? Is just one? Did she give me an extra one? Did they make a mistake? I'll bet you one of these has guacamole on. They made the same mistake, and she was like, screw it, for free. I get home, and I got 4 of them in there, and these pulled pork tacos are huge, right? They're, I don't know, like $6, $7, $8 a taco. They're monstrous. And I got 4 of them. So I pull my credit card bill up, and I'm like, oh my God, it's $28. So I won't be doing that today. They're on suspension for 2 days, Chico. You're so cute. I'm gonna smush you up. As soon as this podcast is over, I'm gonna fucking smush you, dude. Yes. Yes, get ready. Prepare yourself mentally. Alright. I'm going to go. I'm going to smoke a bunch of pot. I'm going to finish up this delicious cocaine smoothie, and I'm going to seize the day. Carpe D's nuts.